So far this year, over the course of the last 3 or 4 months, we have seen federal agents with ICE tear gas a community so badly that a school had to shut down permanently. We have seen police officers repeatedly tear gassed by ICE agents. We have seen peaceful protesters tear gassed by ICE agents. And this past weekend, we managed to hit a new low when ICE agents tear gassed a community that was filled with costumed children who were about to take part in a neighborhood Halloween parade. This happened in Old Irving Park in Chicago, a neighborhood that, by the way, says they have basically been terrorized by ICE agents for weeks now. And these agents are deploying these chemical weapons that are banned in warfare against American citizens, even though they have been ordered by a judge to not do this unless there is an imminent threat to the safety of those officers. Perhaps they thought there were a bunch of little Draculas coming at them and decided, oh God, the zombie apocalypse is here. Let's tear gas them. I don't know what the rationale is for tear gassing a neighborhood filled with children in Halloween costumes, but this is now the reality in which we are living. More on the details in just a moment, but first a quick word from today's video sponsor. By now, you know Trump's big, beautiful bill has passed, but almost no one's reporting how ICE will get nearly $40 billion of our tax money each year, making it the most heavily funded law enforcement agency in U.S. history. That's more money than most nations spend on their entire military. So much of our media is either missing the worst of this bill or twisting the language so you think it's all in your best interest. But we've seen the ICE raids ramping up. Now Trump's openly threatening to deport U.S. citizens. This should be the biggest story in America, yet it's buried. Making ground news essential right now is what all of this is doing. They're the only tool I've found exposing these blind spots in the media. By gathering the world's news in one place, organizing it by story, then analyzing just how far right and radical each unbiased source actually is, you get way more context than you ever would anywhere else. If we're being honest, we've seen Trump's power grabs throughout history. They said never again, and that means never again everywhere. And right now, it's happening here. So if you want to stay ahead on immigration, the economy, or simply finding the stories missing from your news feeds, Ground News has you covered. Their app and website is a smarter, more reliable way to stay informed at a time when MAGA is banking on us to stay distracted. So I've partnered with them to get you 40% off the same Vantage plan that I have been using. That comes out to $5 a month for unlimited access to everything I've mentioned and so much more. Just go to ground.news/Farron or scan the QR code to subscribe. With at least another 4 years of this, we can't afford to miss these details. So in Old Irving Park, Chicago, here is what happened this past Saturday. ICE agents were chasing a man who his brother had told agents, like, yeah, he's an undocumented immigrant, but he's been here since he was 4 years old. So ICE said, doesn't matter, you said undocumented, here we go. So they chase him in this neighborhood, where again, the children and the parents are all outside. They're getting ready for their little Halloween parade for the neighborhood. And as happens in this area, according to the residents, they started to hear the whistles. Now, when these residents start blowing their whistles, that's the signal to everybody that ICE is in the neighborhood. So everybody sees ICE is there. They yell at them, sure, but nobody approached any of the officers. Nobody threw anything at the officers. Nobody did anything whatsoever to these ICE agents. And once they tackled the man to the ground, who was allegedly an undocumented migrant, that's when they decided, whoa, things are a little out of hand. People are yelling at us. Let's just tear gas the neighborhood for the third time in the last couple weeks. This particular area of Chicago, these suburbs, Old Irving Park, have been terrorized by ICE. And now it's not even safe for their children to go outside and play and have fun and just friggin' be kids for one evening because of ICE. Because they are illegally, I might add, against the restraining order put in place by the judge, deploying chemical weapons against American citizens. American citizens who pose no threat, no danger whatsoever to the ICE agents, but they're doing it anyway because they can. Because they can is why they're doing it. Now, legally, of course, no, you can't. But what's going to happen? Federal judge going to say, hey, I'm going to sanction you. Court's going to say, hey, I'm going to arrest you. Trump's going to pardon them. And they know that. They've got that ace up their sleeve. So they know we can do whatever the hell we want to do because Trump is in power and by God, we are his Gestapo and we're going to do whatever the hell we want to do in pursuit of his agenda. Leadership changes. Agendas change. That's something these dumbass, absolute, bottom of the barrel, single digit IQ ICE agents don't seem to realize. They're not smart enough. They lack the mental capacity. They're not evolved enough as a species to understand that Trump's not going to be in power forever. I mean, hell, look at the man. The MRIs, the dementia test, the swollen ankles, the heart condition, the stroke, all of that. Trump may not even be around by the end of the year, guys. Then what? Then who's going to protect you? Oh, that's the point where you march into court and say that you were just following orders, because that worked so well for people throughout American history, or world history, excuse me, didn't it? But that's your future. So get used to it, because that will eventually happen to you. You may be operating outside the law right now without any fear of legal retribution, but those days are, in fact, numbered. So remember that the next time you decide to tear gas a bunch of kids. Thanks for watching, everyone. You know, we're inching closer and closer to 1 million subscribers, and we're aiming to hit that goal before the year closes. So if you aren't subscribed to the channel, please do so, and don't forget to like, comment, and share. Thanks for joining us as we head towards this huge milestone.